You are the only one who's gonna be there for you no matter what. So why is it so hard to love yourself and give yourself that supporting voice? Most of my life, I have suffered from low self-esteem, and I thought I can do nothing about it because I was born like that. I let people decide who I am. I let people mistreat me. I felt very ugly. I felt like I was never good enough, and I constantly played victim. It was so sad. One thing that I learned from being so insecure for such a long time is that people will always choose confident person over someone who is insecure. Confident people get all the opportunities and they're not afraid to take the one that's gonna up-level their life. In these few years, I have learned lots about myself and the ways that makes me feel confident too. And in this video, I'm gonna share with you guys 5 mental attitudes that have helped me build myself from very insecure to confident person that I am today. So to start with, what is confidence? Confidence is a skill and practice of feeling secure in your ability and yourself, that you're not heavily negatively affected by your external influences. No matter what, your core value is not jeopardized because you feel so secure within yourself. So let's talk about the mindset shift you can do to uplevel your self-esteem. Number 1, self-acceptance. Do you know what pseudo self-esteem is? Have you heard the phrase fake it till you make it? That might have ring the bell, right? So pseudo self-esteem is the character you build when you're showing up as or faking like a person you're not. Personally, fake it till you make it didn't work for me because in the back of my mind there would always be this small voice calling me imposter.
I am a pathetic imposter.
And there was lots of shame and guilt around the act that I was putting on, and that is not the best way to build your self-confidence. And fake it till you make it might work externally if you want to make other people believe that you're confident. But for internal confidence,
I don't think so.
Until you have accepted yourself for who you are and you have acknowledged that you're not perfect person, you've got insecurities, and whatever you're doing is to uplevel yourself to better version, then you will see the change. Because there will be slight change of energy. Instead of feeling shameful, you will start to feel powerful because you're not faking, you're upleveling. When you don't accept yourself for who you are, you cannot move past your insecurities and fake like someone who you're not, because your insecurities will always be hidden within you until you address it. And without addressing, you need a change.
Cannot change.
To let go or uplevel something, you have to accept them first. That way you can improvise your insecurities if you can, or find a way to make peace with it if you can't. For example, if you're insecure about your weight, is there something that you can do? Yes, you can start working out, you can start eating healthy. There is something that you can improvise. But if you're insecure about your skin color, is there something that you can do? No. So you need to find a way to accept it and make peace with it. But bear in mind, self-acceptance is not about being
like, oh, this is just the kind of person I am, what can I do?
Self-acceptance is actually about acknowledging what you're not doing to become the kind of person you want to be in the areas where you can improvise, and dealing with self-love in the areas where you cannot. Number 2, self-love. What is self-love? To me, self-love is when I engage in action that makes me appreciate myself and which encourages my physical, psychological, and spiritual growth. One of the greatest things that I realized that contributes to self-love is your internal dialogue with yourself. I haven't called myself ugly, skinny, stupid, and all those vulgar words that I used to call myself for more than 3 years now. And I cannot tell you how much difference it makes, how much it had changed the way I see myself. Personally, for me, 80% of contribution to my self-confidence was the positive self-talk and affirmation that I gave to myself. Not even someone who loves you more than anything in this world can love you the way you can love yourself. They might not be able to always understand you or the words that you need to hear in certain situations, but you can. You are the only one who's gonna be there for you no matter what. So why is it so hard to love yourself and give yourself that supporting voice? Another thing that enhances your self-love and confidence is you putting yourself out there in challenging situations. This situation helps you evolve, and the more you evolve, the more your fear diminishes, because fear is one of the main causes of low self-esteem. Lastly, they say treat other people the way you want to be treated, but I say treat yourself higher than everyone else.
No, everyone bow down
to your queen.
Because in today's world, we do exact opposite. We put everyone else higher than us and neglect ourselves. I'm not full on suggesting you to go and be unkind to people. What I'm suggesting is if you were gonna buy a gold ring for your friend, buy yourself a diamond. Number 3. Start taking responsibility. Life gets so much better when you realize there is no one coming to save you. What comes to your mind when you think about taking responsibility? Working somewhere where you don't like because you need money? Taking whatever people throws at you because you're responsible for not doing your job properly? Sacrificing yourself for everyone? Overworking? Do you have more? Now hear my version of taking responsibility. Taking responsibility is getting out of your victim mentality and observing the situation and taking better action and decision towards it for your betterment. When thinking about taking responsibility, always think about what your future self will think about you doing certain things. If you were taking responsibility, you wouldn't stick to a job that you don't like and play victim and do nothing about it. You would find a way to do something that aligns with you more and that makes your life better. I've gone through that victim stage. Every time I decided to take a risk, I would doubt myself and give up just to work somewhere that I'm not meant to be. But things changed for me when I decided that I am taking responsibility for my life. Because I've realized I am the only one who's gonna upgrade my life. And those of you who are saying it's easy for you to say, I have children, I have this, I have that. There you go, playing victim again. You think I have it easy? You think everyone have it easy except you? You're the only one who's suffering? People who decide not to play victim are the people who succeed. When I started taking responsibility, it gave me sense of control over my life, and I found myself observing my behaviors and making better choices. Taking responsibility helped me align my behaviors with my goals, and that made me more confident because I was showing up for myself with purpose of achieving something that I dream of. Self-responsibility actually is part of self-love. People confuse self-care with relaxation time, as in it can only be done by running a bath, skincare and so on. And yup, surely that is superficial way of self-care and I enjoy that too. But
Guess what?
being productive for yourself is also self-care. Being productive so you can have a better future for yourself is also self-care. And I'm not suggesting that you completely stop relaxing so you can make a better future, but you need to figure out this self-care routine you have is actually encouraging you to more self-love, or is it distracting you and pulling you away from actual self-love? Number 4, be self-assertive. Contrary to popular belief, self-assertion is not about being rebellious and arguing about what is right and what is wrong. It's actually about sticking to your core value without being bothered by what other people think. Remember, if you have a need to control other people's opinion, then you're not grounded in your own belief. Self-assertion starts with saying no to temptation and even to your loved ones. For example, if you believe your goals are important, but with peer pressure you give in and neglect your goals, then that is you not being grounded in your own value. Lots of relationship ends because you stop standing by your value. If you were someone who loved working out, taking care of yourself before you got in this relationship, but you don't do that anymore because you moved in with your partner, then that's you letting yourself down. And that's where you form this insecure attachment style where you please your partner so much for sake of keeping them in your life because you lost all of you. You've lost your value, you lost your belief, you lost your authenticity. Like, just question yourself. Would you be with someone who is not bringing any value in your life? I wouldn't. And that's when relationship ends. Because just look at you, how you used to be in the beginning of this relationship and how you are now. You're not the same person your partner fell in love with. This temptation you get to please other people and ignore your own value doesn't push you towards confidence. It pushes you towards insecurities because you are avoiding yourself, avoiding your value, avoiding your needs, and avoiding your boundaries. So be authentic, set boundaries, and value yourself the most. Because until you know how worthy you are, no one will. Because you're the only one who can put value on yourself. Number 5. Live intentionally. Do you think we need to find purpose in life to live a life? Who really tells us what is our purpose in life? How are we supposed to know what we're meant to do? My mindset changed when I stopped looking for my purpose and started living purposefully. Living purposefully means being intentional and being conscious about things that we do. It means learning and gaining personal experiences. One of the examples of living with purpose is if I go and watch YouTube, am I mindlessly scrolling or is there some intention behind it? Does this action aligns with my goal or the person that I want to become? Compare your actions with the results you want to see. If you are aiming to be socially confident person, but all you do is sit at home saying that I am an introvert, does this action align with your goal? When you start living intentionally, you will start to respect yourself, you will start to value yourself, you will start to make better decisions for yourself, and especially you will start to find importance in things that you do. And that is extremely important for raising your self-esteem, because the more value you find in yourself, the more value you can give to the world. Before I end this video, I wanted to tell you guys that no one is 100% confident all the time. And since our brain is negatively biased, whenever we are faced with new challenges, we will creep back to doubts. That is why self-confidence is called practice, which needs to be implemented again and again. But that is actually blessing in disguise, because that is the way we learn and evolve more, and there is always something new to learn in life. And that is how life gets exciting. If you were forever stuck in one situation in one place and never growing, there would be no meaning of life. That's why don't deny what life is offering you. And lastly, these were the internal factors that helped me build my confidence, but there are some external factors that contributes to your self-confidence too, such as body language, the way you dress up, and so on. So make sure you check it out just right here. And I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I really appreciate you coming by and watching this video, and I hope to see you on my next one. I love you. Bye. Mwah.